Very good afternoon to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is the 3rd March 2024, Sunday class. So we will be continuing our sharing from our Heart Sutra book, 2nd edition. We are at page 12, subsection 1.9. We have finished our subsection 1.8. Okay, as usual, we will proceed with our physical puja. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无阿弥陀佛。南无阿弥陀佛，南无阿弥陀佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无弥勒佛，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无普贤菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无地藏王菩萨，南无佛菩萨。南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨。阿拉汉萨玛萨布多巴嘎瓦，布当巴嘎วัน当阿比瓦đề米。苏卡多巴嘎瓦达达摩。Dhammang namasami Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sanghang namami Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Buddhang saranang gacchami Dhammang saranang gacchami Sanghang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Panati pata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Kamesu miccācara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Musāvāda veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Surameraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect to Puja. Buddhang pujemi. Dhammang pujemi. Sanghang pujemi. Today, I think I would like to make a slight announcement first, because we have decided to use from 4:15 onward until about 5 o'clock to discuss the transcript by the committee member who are helping out and those involved. So exactly at about 4:15 today, I will stop the sharing. Then I will announce the usual 45 minutes of awareness-based meditation. Then after that, for those who are participating, you just continue to on your mic for our Zoom session discussion. But for those who are not involved and want to do the meditation, you can just off your phone or your sound system over there. You just mute everything. Then you will not hear anything. Then you continue with your meditation. Okay? Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakavalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakemokadang Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Savanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijja Charana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanaiko Pachatang Veditatbo Venohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Saukasangho Nyaya Patipano Bhagavato Saukasangho Samici Patipano Bhagavato Saukasangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yukani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Saukasangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakeneyo Anjali Karaneyo Anutarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, we shall continue from where we stop. Page 12, subsection 1.9. Before that, maybe I will just go through the last one, 1.8, the last sharing. Understanding these three great spiritual laws is likened to understanding the secret of life, giving rise to the wisdom to enable one to truly live life. Having this right view will lead to the understanding of non-delusion, non-attachment, and non-grasping, or non-clinging, etc. Hence freeing and liberating one's mind from all suffering. So these three great spiritual laws are very important. They are part of the Pancha Niyama, the five universal order of nature that the Buddha taught us. The first two are Uttu Niyama and Bija Niyama, which are basically scientific law. They are physical and biological order, scientific law, technical in nature, nothing spiritual. But the other three, the law of karma, karma niyama, law of mind, chitta niyama, and law of truth, Dhamma niyama, they are spiritual laws that governs life and existence. Then we move on to the next paragraph. This Pancha Niyama, or the five universal order, can also be explained by the four aspects of nature or Dhamma as taught by Ajahn Buddhadasa. So in a way it's similar. First aspect, there is nature, Ajahn Buddhadasa says. So here nature means our existential world, our conditioned arising world, our universe, where life is, existence is. So we have nature, the first aspect. Then second aspect is there are laws that governs nature. So these are the Pancha Niyamas. So these five nature's order, they are nature's law. You need to understand them to develop wisdom and to progress. Even the scientists did the same. They have to do a lot of trial and error, hypothesis, trial and error. Then they come out with theory, then they have to prove it. Initially they call it hypothesis, they are not sure. Then they need people to confirm it to become theory. Then under different boundary conditions they realize that theory that they have come out with may not function, may not work. Just like the Newton's law. At slow speed, no problem. But when the speed tends towards the the speed of light, some of the physical law, like Newton's law, Newton mechanics, they break down. They couldn't cope with what they call changing condition of speed. When speed tends towards the speed of light, Newtonian mechanics doesn't work anymore. They have to come out with what they call the higher understanding, where they talk about speed tending towards the speed of light. Then they have the fourth dimension and the fifth dimension. So the field of physics, when they involve high speed tending towards the speed of light, it has to come out with another understanding. So all this, they are within the physical law of nature, physical and biological order. But when it comes to spiritual, it's the same. When we are within the field of thought, all these existential worlds, nature's law of karma, law of mind, law of truth, they manifest. They exist. There's a duality exists within the conditioned world. But when you can realize the unconditioned, when you can go beyond thought, beyond mind, to realize the awareness nature, which is the primordial true nature or original mind. Then you realize all the conditions worlds, conditioned Dhamma, they actually collapse. That's why you read the Heart Sutra. You will come to know in true emptiness, all this that the Buddha taught doesn't exist. The whatever duality within the conditioned world doesn't apply, but it's the unconditioned. Then the other aspect of the Heart Sutra is that all Dhamma are empty of characteristic. Means the conditioned world's Dhamma has its three universal characteristics, but under the unconditioned, this one doesn't really hold. So in a similar manner, when we understand the spiritual law, we have to go beyond the conditioned world to realize the unconditioned, just like what we mentioned earlier on. So understanding these three great spiritual laws is likened to understanding the secret of life, giving rise to the wisdom. This wisdom is an understanding to enable us to truly live life. Then having this right view, it will lead to the understanding of non-delusion, non-grasping, non-clinging, non-attachment, etc. Hence liberating and freeing one's mind from all suffering. So this is the enlightenment in the here and the now. So when it comes to this, it's like Ajahn Buddhadasa's third aspect of nature, is it? Because he knew there is nature, there are laws that governs nature, just like the scientists. So he said, you need to perform your duty towards this law of nature. Means this law that governs nature, even the scientists do the same. If they go against this physical law and biological law, they realize they entangle themselves. They cannot progress. They get stuck. But once they follow this law and they continue to develop the R&D and understanding, then it spin out a lot of important understanding to bring about progress in science and technology, in the evolution of human mind, human understanding of the physical world, the biological conditioned world. So similarly, if we understand the spiritual law, we can actually do the duty, means right duty that one must perform towards this spiritual law, like the law of karma. You cannot go against it. Then the law of mind. This is how your mind functions. If you develop the mind, train the mind, then the mind becomes beautiful. You can use it. But if you become heedless, the untrained mind is the devil's workshop. It's very dangerous. It's full of evil roots. Roots of all evil make you evil. That's why under the third aspect of Dhamma, Ajahn Buddhasa knew that we need to do our duty. Means, like what the Buddha proclaimed under the salutation to the Sangha. He said, the enlightened disciple of the Buddha got 4 beautiful qualities, very wholesome qualities of good conduct. The first one, we chant under the salutation, Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho. Then Ujupatipanno. Then of good conduct, of upright conduct. Then Nyaya Patipanno, of wise conduct. And the fourth one is Samiji Patipanno. What is the meaning? Of right duty is the disciple of the Buddha. The Buddha also knew you must have this right duty towards the spiritual law. Otherwise, you entangle your life. You cannot free. So when you perform all this right duty, the fourth aspect of nature will arise, which is the third phase of Dhamma Pativeda, reaping the fruit of one's hard work after having performed this right duty. That's why my teacher, Acharya Yantra, he always stress on this important statement. He said, right duty is right Dhamma practice. Or in Thai, he said, right duty is right Dhamma, means the correct Dhamma. If you know how to perform your right duty towards this nature's law that governs life and existence, then you have the right understanding, you have right view. That's why in cultivation, it's not about one aspect of the unconditioned Dhamma or knowledge that you have learned. Oh, the Buddha teach anicca dukkha anatta, everything not so real, impermanent, lead to suffering, non-self, not me. Then they come out with very funny views and approach to life. Non-self ma, not me ma, why you worry? Do lah. Then sometimes they even so deluded, they say, now I commit all the evil, if it doesn't manifest this life or future life somebody else suffer, not me. So all this delusion can manifest. Then sometimes when we don't have the right understanding, we use the unconditioned Dhamma wrongly. It's like they say, the Heart Sutra say, no one die, no one sick, no one old, no suffering, nothing. So why you bother worrying about all these things? So they come out with all the very funny type of understanding to suit their situation and to justify their action. So this aspect of Dhamma is to be understood clearly. And then we move on to the next one, 1.9, which is related to this. So the Buddha, under 1.9, he specifically reminded all the monks and cultivators of the way about these three evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. So in Pali, there are equivalent Pali words. Greed, the Pali word is lobha, as you can see there. Lobha is a Pali word. Its meaning is very deep. It's not only about greediness. That's why the English translation of greed is just a word which is quite limited. But lobha here includes all of your greed. When you are greedy, it also means all of your selfishness, your lust, your craving, your covetousness, your desire, your deceitfulness, cunningness, etc. So all this is to expand on the understanding of what these evil roots of lobha, or so-called greed in inverted comma, is. So when you understand this, then you will know how to approach the cultivation. I will move on with the explanation of these three evil roots first before I link it to the teaching. Then after that, the second evil root of hatred, the Pali word is dosa. So dosa is not only hatred. Dosa includes all of your hate, anger, even aversion, envy, jealousy, dislike, including all of your negative emotion, like sorrow, lamentation, grief, etc. So these are all evil roots. Roots of all evil make you evil. So if your mind state has this anger, hatred, enmity, envy, jealousy, dislike, or all the negative emotion like unhappiness, sorrow, lamentation, grief, deep resentment, all these are evil root of all evil, make you evil. It can condition you into fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, etc. It can also condition your what they call when you become angry, you can become violent. Your violent nature, your what they call the intent to cause harm and hurt. That is also part of violence. That it may condition you to kill and harm and destroy, like what is happening in our world. So all these are evil roots of all evil. When you have them, it makes you evil and condition all those negativity. Likewise, similarly, all of the greed, the evil roots of lobha, the selfishness, your craving, your desire, your covetousness, your envy, your deceitfulness, your cunningness, and all those what they call positive craving that you manifest as a living being. Then finally, the last evil root is moha. Moha is a Pali word. It stands for self-delusion, sakkaya-ditthi. So this one is the root culprit. Because of moha, sakkaya-ditthi, the individual deludedly believe they exist. This self-delusion created the egoic mind. The egoic mind that has the sense of entity. So this ego, when it manifests, you believe you exist, then what happened? The evil roots of greed and hatred will arise. Where you believe you exist, you want to own things, you want to have things, you want to be in possession of things, you want to control things. Then when you cannot get what you want, you get angry, emotional. So the evil roots of greed and hatred, actually they manifest from sakkaya-ditthi, self-delusion. When you finally realize that the form and mind, the human condition, is just a phenomenon, not a permanent unchanging entity, hence non-self, not you, not a permanent unchanging entity, then your outlook of life, your outlook of things becomes so different. Then you start to understand life differently from the Dhamma approach, which is so different from the conventional thought-based egoic thinking. So moha basically is self-delusion, or in Pali, sakkaya-ditthi, that will condition one's egoic mind to arise the three evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, leading to all the egoic personality of selfishness, craving, fear, worry, anxiety, of course, together with all the sorrow, lamentation, insecurity, etc. Yeah. They are the roots of all evil. If you have them in your mind or consciousness, then it will condition and cause you to become a very evil person. So it's very important that we train our mind via meditation to always be mindful or heedful, so that we can be aware of our mental intention at all times. And if there is any of these three evil roots which we have expanded and defined, then we should arise the appropriate right effort to either abandon it, which is the first right effort, or prevent it from arising. Otherwise, it will condition us into negativity, leading to all the suffering. As they are also called the three poison, not only the three evil, which means they will kill you spiritually, because it's a poison. When you have them in your heart, it will kill you spiritually. That's the reason why the Buddha, under his Dhammapada verse 21, he said, the heedless are as if dead, and this is the meaning. No more spiritual life. So it will kill you spiritually if you allow them to stay in your mind. That's why you see now how the teaching approach the cultivation. You need mindfulness to be aware and mindful of your mental intention. If your mental intention has these evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, it will make you evil. Then it will condition your karmic negativity and cause your karmic downfall. So your life, is that what you want? Will we hold the key to our own life destiny? So Dhammapada verse 1 and 2, the twin verse, is about understanding life. If you know that our mind is a forerunner of all things, mind is chief, and when mind arises, all things arise. So Dhammapada verse 1, the Buddha said, if you choose to be heedless, you will act, speak, and think with a heedless mind that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. Then suffering will follow you, like the wheel that follows the hoof of the cart. It's very clear. So it doesn't mean that you don't know how to choose. It's because you don't know this teaching. That's why you choose to be heedless, which is a very natural state of most living being or human being. Then for those who have the understanding, the Buddha teaches the opposite twin verse. He said, if you see the danger of all this, and you understand that mind is the forerunner of all things, mind is chief, when mind arises, all things arise, then you choose to be heedful, to train your mind to be ever mindful, heedful, to observe, to prevent the arising of the evil roots, to abandon them. Then you will act, speak, and think with a wholesome mind, free of the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. Then what happened? The Buddha specifically mentioned happiness will follow you, like the shadow that never leaves you. Is that life? Is that what you want? You want to have the good life, the happy life? Then avoid Dhammapada verse 1. Train your mind to develop the understanding to follow Dhammapada verse 2. So if you follow Dhammapada verse 2, happiness will follow you like your shadow that never leaves you. So that is basically what cultivation is all about. But how do we abandon evil? That is very important. That's why under the teaching there is this power factor of right effort. The four types of right effort. The first two deal with unwholesome thought, unwholesome speech, and unwholesome actions. The Buddha actually advised. He said there are 5 ways to abandon wrong thought, wrong speech, and wrong action. And how do you do that? We have gone through. The first 2 ways are still thought-based. The Buddha said, think of the direct wholesome thought to counter the evil roots. Like when you have greed, craving, attachment. What is the direct wholesome thought? You must think of contentment so that you don't entangle yourself. Develop more and more wisdom to have the equanimous mind. Develop more and more contentment. the direct opposite thought. Then when you are violent, angry, full of the evil root of hatred, negative emotion, what must you do? You must think of the opposite wholesome thought, which is love, metta. When you have love, you cannot have anger. You cannot hate. You cannot do all those opposite. That's why metta, loving kindness, is a very good mind state. Contentment is also a very good virtue. Yeah. Then rejoicing, equanimous mind. Then sympathetic joy, rejoicing. All these are very wholesome mind state to counter the evils. Then whatever virtue, like generosity, respect, gratitude, contentment, all these are virtuous mind states that can counter the evil roots. So this understanding is very, very important. So when you do that, it may not be a permanent fix, but at least temporarily, it can allow you to develop the ability to abandon all those negative mind states. Where you think of the direct opposite, wholesome thought, then you cannot develop the negativity of mind state anymore. But life is not about whole day developing this right thought. No. You have to do other things. You have to encounter situation. You have to go through the career life, the working life, the relationship aspect of life. And if you don't have the wisdom and the understanding, you cannot maintain your composure to always have right thought and wholesome thought and beautiful, direct opposite wholesome thought. So that one is not so practical, but initial practice, okay, it can be done. In the early day, I remember I did a lot of metta. Then I did a lot of rejoicing, mudita. Then I did a lot of contemplation, reflection to develop contentment, gratitude, respect, sincerity, wholesomeness of mind. So all this, you can cultivate them. Then the second way is, the Buddha says, think of the consequence or the danger of holding on to those wrong thought, wrong speech, wrong action. It will make you evil, condition your evil mind state to trigger off the evil karmic conditioning. So it will cause your karmic downfall. If that is the case, you must arise the right effort to abandon it. Because you see the danger of holding on to this wrong thought, like your anger. It can make you violent. It can make you full of hatred, envy, jealousy, leading to sorrow, lamentation. So all these are mental sufferings conditioned by your own sakkaditi, self-delusion, your evil roots. So if you contemplate and reflect on the consequence, you will determine to abandon. Then how do you abandon? The correct way, the Buddha says, is the third way. Develop the meditative understanding to develop the third and the fourth way. The third way is very simple, the Buddha says. When anger arises, or greed, covetousness, or even craving, when they arise, they always arise in your mundane mind, your mind state, mental side. So this mundane mind that has the sankhara activity and movement will condition your craving, your desire, your anger, your fear, your evil roots. So when they arise, the Buddha says, do not fight them. Do not try to go against them. Because they are dependent, originating, condition arising, causal phenomena. They are not intrinsic within your true mind. They come and they go. They arise and they pass away. They arise through delusion, wrong view. So awareness-based meditation is the third way to allow you to see all this. He said whenever there is this evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, whatever mind state, when it arises, silence your mind, stay with it, be with it. Then find out what happened. What will happen when you just silent? That's why our awareness-based meditation is very simple. Relax, maintain awareness. Don't try to know, don't try to do anything. That is the third way. Then when you can stay there, like J. Krishnamurti say, the very flowering of that thought is the very ending of that thought. So you let the emotion or the negative thought flower. Flower means what? They are dependent, originating, condition, arising, causal phenomena. So if you stay neutral with your pure awareness to allow it to flower and cease, then what happens? All of your greed, hatred, negative emotion, wrong thought, they all cease. Realize that when anger arises, stay with it, be with it until it ceases. Then you realize the transformation. When it ceases, it doesn't move anymore, no more agitation. Then there is tranquility, stillness, clarity, the awareness nature. Then when you realize that, there is a lot of joy. Means what? Anger was not you. They come and they go because of causes and conditions. They are condition arising phenomena or entity that come and go. If anger is not me, why must I worry about anger? Why must I fight it? I must only develop the understanding to be free from it, which is wisdom. That's why wisdom free. If they are not me, then you must inquire, why did they arise in me? Then who are you? What are you? That's why when you inquire, meditate, develop awareness to understand all this, the answer comes by itself. Like the Buddha taught us, the five aggregates of form and mind, which include your feeling, perception, sankhara, and mental consciousness. They are impermanent. They are dependent, originating, condition arising, causal phenomena. Not a permanent, unchanging entity, non-intrinsic. They were never within your nature. All this arise and pass away because of causes and conditions manifested by one's sakayaditi, self-delusion. Understanding all this is very important. Then you realize a very profound wisdom. If anger is not me, fear is not me, all this negativity of mind state or wrong thought is not me, then I don't have to suppress my anger, control my anger, or suppress my fear, or control my fear, or try to push it away or do it away. I just let it be. Like the Buddha say, jnana dasana, understanding things the way they are, seeing things as they are. Means when I realize that I do not worry, I do not attach, I do not cling, I do not hold, and I am free of it. Then you have to inquire. Before you have this understanding, why did you stir your mind and create so much confusion via delusion to condition your suffering, your misery, the evils? That's why the fourth way, the Buddha said, After you have done the third way through pure awareness, to be aware, to understand that they are impermanent condition arising, causal phenomena, not real, not a permanent unchanging entity that is intrinsic in you, then you have the first layer of wisdom. You free by not deludedly holding on to them, grasping onto them, believing that you have anger. Especially cultivator of the way, they always say, I still have anger, I still have fear. That is great delusion. They were never you. They are all dependent, originating mind state, causal phenomena, not a permanent unchanging entity, not intrinsic within you. So you should move on to the fourth way, which the Buddha said, trace the origination factor. Then after having traced the origination factor, retrospectively reverse it to develop the wisdom. That is what Satipatthana is all about. The fourth, what they call foundation of mindfulness, where the Buddha taught Dhamma Nupassana. Mindfulness of Dhamma. The first category of Dhamma is what? Mindfulness of the five, we call it the mental hindrance. When there is sensual desire, ill will, when they arise, you must be aware. Then when you are aware, what happens? You will come to know how the unarisen mental hindrance come to be. Because through your mindfulness, awareness, you can be aware. Before you get angry or emotional, there was no anger, no emotion. But always through your senses, either when you see something, hear something, or recall through memory something, the other senses are less influential or less powerful. They normally don't have power to make you angry, emotional, fearful. But hearing, seeing, and thought, these three mind of, they are very powerful. So if you know it comes through your senses, then upon contact, if you are mindful and aware, you will see the dwelling, the paticca samuppada, how they condition the link. Based on ignorance, avijja paccaya sankhara, you go and think. Thinking is make contact with the brain. That's one of the 6 sense bases. So upon contact, like the physics experiment, it triggers of mental consciousness. That's why avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnana. Vijnana is mental consciousness. Then from vijnana to your brain, your memory, you perceive it, and you input the content of consciousness to your views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system. All of your knowledge, it is nothing to do with wisdom. That's how you input the content, and from vijnana, paccaya namarup, the 5 aggregate of form and mind. This is the 5 aggregate, the second aspect, the thought, the mental aggregates of form and mind. This is how you trace the origination factor. This is how anger arises, how you get conditioned into emotion, into anger, into fear, into craving, into lust, into desire, into possessiveness, violence, and all. So all this, through mindfulness, you can see them. And you can see them clearly manifesting. And dependent on that 5 aggregate of form and mind, there must be sense bases, otherwise it cannot arise. That's why you will trace it back to the senses. That is how you know the world, how you interact with the world, how you create the phenomenal world of consciousness, how thought arises, how the mundane mind arises and develop all the movement and the creation. Then you start to know clearly what this 5 aggregate of form and mind is all about. The first aspect and the second aspect. Then you start to know who are you, what are you. This 5 area of form and mind is not you. This one is karmically conditional for you to come to this existential world, to live life, to experience life, to go through karma and everything that you need to know. This is a vehicle and tool. Dependent originating, condition arising. It's just a phenomenon, no reality. So when you trace this, what they call origination factor, how all this emotion, negative, wrong thought, wrong speech, wrong action, how they arise, then retrospectively reverse it. Means you have to develop the contemplative wisdom. Why did I stir my mind in the first place? How does the duality of like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience, which are part of the mental hindrance, keep on arising and cause me to become heedless? But these are mental hindrance. Hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. If you keep on arising them until they become so habitual, then what happens? You become heedless. There is no peace. Because these are mental hindrance, continuously arising in living beings that are not mindful, without the yoniso manasikara always. That's why you must develop this contemplative wisdom to reverse all this. So the Buddha taught us the ways to develop contemplative wisdom. He said, constantly listening to the Dhamma. That is the first way, the first turning wisdom. Then when you listen attentively, it will develop understanding. If you have your past, of course, it can trigger off awakening. Then after that, you still cannot develop it further. He said, go for the second turning. Contemplate on it, reflect on it, inquire into it, and stabilize the understanding. That is the second turning wisdom, leading to the initial wisdom we call yoniso manasikara. So all this is what you need to do in your cultivation to develop the understanding so that you can retrospectively reverse all this. Then what happens is, at the moment of sense experience, when you see something, hear something, or recall something, your habitual tendency, your memory, or your views, opinion, conditioning, they will not transgress or manifest to actually cause you to react and stir your mind and make you heedless like before. So what happens is, this yoniso manasikara, which is wisdom, born of contemplative wisdom or mental training or meditation, later on including the third turning wisdom, then you will have the Dhamma understanding to counter it. Sankara anicang, sankara dukkhang. Straight away it is. Then Dhamma anatta. So sabbe sankara anicang, sabbe sankara dukkhang, sabbe Dhamma anatta. Then also like what the Buddha said, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. Means condition like that, things will like that. It cannot be otherwise. So we need to have all this wisdom. Then like my teacher taught me, we choose accept everything as natural. Only mighty nature rolling by. Everything is nature's condition. Whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. So how did you get angry and all those things? These are habitual tendencies that you develop through conditioning, belief system, through your karmic past. So now that you have the Dhamma understanding, you can stop all this. Well, all this is not what the reality points towards. The reality is to see things as they are. Then I deliver the understanding for you all, so that you don't have to contemplate and develop the understanding yourself. Otherwise, it's going to take you very long. Like I come out with the understanding. The Buddha said, learn to see things as they are. That is the third turning, direct seeing. Without the thought, without the knowledge, the memory. Means you see things as they are, without the word, without the concept. Then what happened? The world is the world. Condition like that, things will be like that. People are just the way they are. Deluded people do deluded things. Foolish people do foolish things. Angry people do angry things. Violent people do violent. They are just the way they are. So it's not about right and wrong, good or bad, pleasant or unpleasant, wholesome or they are just the way they are. The world is the world. Condition like that, things will be. So when you have that understanding, you will be at peace with all situations. You no longer stir your mind, react, and get angry. That is how you retrospectively reverse the conditioning process. So once you trace the origination factor, then you can retrospectively reverse it via wisdom, which is the yoniso manasikara, not to be deluded by it. When you can accept them for what they are, you are at peace, isn't it? When you are at peace, you no longer react, means no more anger, no more hatred, no more fear, worry, anxiety, no more sorrow, lamentation. You are at peace with the situation. Then through understanding, if you want to radiate metta or wish them well-being, it's up to you. Otherwise, you can contemplate and reflect what actually happened. How can I resolve this amicably so that we can move on with our lives, so that we will not get ourselves entangled further with the karmic process from the past? This is how you cultivate. So the third way is to maintain awareness, and the fourth way is to develop the wisdom to reverse all this. Means trace the origination factor through mindfulness. That's why under the Satipatthana Sutta, the fourth foundation, Dhammanupassana, the Buddha said, when this mental hindrance of either greed or hatred, when they arise, you must be aware. Aware means you know they have actually stirred and moved to become sensual desire or ill will, which are the mental hindrance that will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. So once you are aware of that, you maintain awareness, what happens? You realize that sensual desire or ill will, they cease to be, like you have gone through the third way. So what is the wisdom behind it? The Buddha, under the Satipatthana Sutta, the fourth foundation, the first category of cultivation, mindfulness of the five mental hindrances, he said, you will come to know how the arisen mental hindrance cease to be. Cease to be through what? Not doing anything. Understand not? Then you realize a profound wisdom. They are not you, not intrinsic in you. Means sensual desire, ill will, whether anger, hatred, or delusion, or whatever, or even fear, they are not you. So when you realize that, that is the beginning of wisdom and understanding. Then he said, when you continue to silence your mind and develop the wisdom further until it's stabilized, then you will come to know how in the future there will be no more arising of this mental hindrance of whether sensual desire or evil. That is how you free. Because when you continue to stabilize your inner awareness, this sensual desire and ill will, they cannot manifest anymore. Because through your wisdom, through your understanding, it will cease to be. That's how you develop the understanding of that Satipatthana Sutta, the fourth foundation of mindfulness, first category of cultivation, mindfulness of the five mental hindrances, to develop the wisdom to free your mind. So this is what the teaching is all about. Third way and the fourth way. So that one is the first right effort. The best is to train yourself continuously through the third way and the fourth way to develop the wisdom. Then when you can do that, what happens is your yoniso manasikara wisdom will stabilize further and become very different. After that, you will be able to develop more and more mindfulness in the midst of life, your daily mindfulness, where you will have more and more moments of peace. You will not stir your mind anymore. Space between thoughts starts to develop and extend more and more, more and more, more, until you are throughout the day mainly aware. Hardly any thought, movement, or activity, or any more stirring of the mind. When that happens, the second right effort becomes possible. The right effort to prevent the arising of the wrong thought, wrong speech, and wrong action. But before it arises, the yoniso manasikara and the stability of mindfulness is there. How can they arise? That's why you will have the ability to prevent it from arising. And then after that, you move on to the third right effort to cultivate all the virtue, the wholesomeness, the right thought, right speech, right action that are still not in. And that is a big field. Because to be a noble one, to be an enlightened one, you must have the right view and the stability or understanding to arise the right speech, right action, and right thought. These are the noble qualities of an enlightened being. Without the right view, you cannot arise this. That's why from there, you arise the third right effort to cultivate the right thought, right speech, right action, or virtue that are still not in you. Then the fourth right effort, of course, is to support it. The fourth right effort is the right effort to actually stabilize and perfect all those right thought, right speech, and right action that you have already cultivated. Bring them to perfection, to complete the paramita that is required to go the bodhisattva way. So all these are the understanding. Okay, we have to move on. Go back to the notes. So I have finished off with the 3 evil roots and also the 4 right effort. So all this will cover what you need to know. Then the next session is 1.1. This one is another big topic. This is a continuation from 1.9, 1.8 and 1.9. 1.10 is teaching you how to see beyond form, to develop the understanding of enlightenment. Seeing beyond form and understanding enlightenment or nibbana. So this one is very important. This one I will read to you first, but I will only teach you under the next session. You go back and reflect and contemplate on this. These are the summary that I have given you all through my own contemplative wisdom at that time, the year 2012, I remember when I shared this. So I put here, seeing beyond form and understanding nibbana. To develop basic wisdom, this is just basic wisdom. We have not gone into the true awareness one, the higher wisdom. One must have the ability to see form as they are. Means we are the normal mundane seeing and the supramundane seeing. Means the direct seeing. Ability to see form as they are. Then after that you must develop the mindfulness to see the unreality of form. Via what? Via its manifestation. So you will see clearly its manifestation. They are all condition arising, causal phenomena. They are all dependent originating, causal phenomena. That's why it's impermanent. And because it's impermanent, following nature's law, If you want things your way, which is not nature's way, suffering will arise. And because it's impermanent, it's not a permanent, unchanging entity. Therefore, it is he no you, he no me. That's why you will see it's impermanent, suffering, non-self and empty nature, leading to your ability to see beyond form. So this whole sentence summarizes the cultivation, is the Theravada tradition's initial wisdom cultivation. So I read again the whole sentence. By now you will understand better. To develop basic wisdom, one must have the ability to see form as they are, and the unreality of form via its condition arising nature, its impermanence, suffering, and non-self or empty nature, leading to our ability to see beyond form. Inability to see beyond form will result in form delusion. That's the reason why so many cultivators of the way are caught in form delusion. Because one will grasp at all the external form via one's own self-delusion caused by identification with external form, thinking that they are also real, as form divines. So once we identify via identification with, let's say, an external form, or our physical body, an external form, which is the physical body, then one will create attachment to this body via delusion, hence worrying about it getting old, getting sick and die. It can also create duality of male and female gender, race identification, youth and old, or age identification. Young and old, or age identification, etc., leading to all the unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety, possibility of conflict and argument caused by external form, identification, and delusion. So this one points towards the duality created by thoughts via words, concept, idea, ideology, division, etc. So this is how you can develop profound wisdom to see form, to see the unreality of form. Then only you can see beyond form. Okay, move up further. Then I said, unless you have the ability to see beyond form, chances are you will not be able to see mind. Because mind is so much subtler and intangible than the solid external form. And unless you can see mind, which is your mundane mind and the aggregates, as it is, via your silent mind in sati, true wisdom cannot arise. That's why without sati, you cannot see. You cannot understand. But the thought keep on coming in to interfere. And through knowledge, it will do the analysis, then reasoning, then trying to use knowledge to understand. That is not wisdom. That is not direct seeing. That is not the true mind awakening to the reality. For I said, Nibbana is cessation of form and mind. To realize a state of Nibbana, you need to approach it from the silent mind, the true mind, which is beyond thought, beyond mind. If your instrument is thought, how can you realize a state of enlightenment that is beyond thought, beyond mind, which is a cessation of form and mind? The psychological time must cease, which means the mind must completely cease its thinking, its aggregates. So to cease everything is to be with the inner awareness nature before the arising of thought. That's why awareness-based meditation is very important. Then I say, so learn to see form, the unreality of form, and learn to see beyond form, leading to your ability to see the mundane mind clearly. This can then lead to the realization of the impermanence and empty nature of the mundane and thinking mind, leading to your ability to see beyond mind, the mundane mind. We are the silent mind in true sati, to realize one's true nature, which is beyond thought and beyond mind. At the mundane mind level, one still clings onto one's views and opinion and religious labor or belief, etc. Hence the division again. At mind level, leading to all the conflict and argument and misunderstanding caused by one's own self-delusion as before. Then the notes. Word divides via form and thought identification due to Sakaya-ditthi or ignorance. Hence, only if one can see things as they are, that is via the direct seeing without words, concept and labeling, etc. Only then there is no more form and thought delusion to condition one's grasping and clinging, leading to all the suffering. So hopefully by now this is clear. That is, you cannot see form and the unreality of form, then you will not be able to see beyond form. And everything you come to perceive via your mundane mind, which is consciousness only, will be like so real and so meaningful to you, hence the self-delusion or Sakaya-ditthi. And there is a reason why the Surangama Sutta says perception of form is consciousness, whereas it's non-perception, which is a direct seeing things as they are without words, without concept. That is the pure seeing, the direct seeing. So, whereas it's non-perception via the direct seeing is wisdom. That's why the Surangama Sutta is very profound. Perception of form is consciousness, your normal mundane seeing. Whereas it's non-perception, you don't see the words, you see things as they are without the words and the concept. You realize the truth. That's why whereas it's non-perception is wisdom. When you don't perceive anything, that is seeing things as they are. That is wisdom. That's why Dhammapada verse 1 and 2 said, mind is the forerunner of all things, and mind is chief, and everything arises from the mind. So one must be wary of mind. You have to take care of mind. So this section we will go through again. Okay, so we mark this page. We will end here. No. Before that, seeing form and other things. 1.10. We will stop there. I will go into it the next session. But this is a very big topic. This one I had to explain to you the block card analogy and all those things, and how to develop the contemplative wisdom to see the impermanence, to see the dependent originating condition arising phenomena. Everything has its causes and conditions. Whatever arises, you don't need a God to create. There are causes and conditions behind all phenomena that arise. This one is based on the 16 November 2023 Thursday Dhamma class talk that I delivered. Unique Dhamma Code 97 and 100. The title is Path to Nibbana, Awakening via Cessation of Form and Mind, based on the direct transcript from the recording of my Dhamma talk conducted by me on Thursday, dated 16 November. So here, awareness-based meditation, I will read to you the instructions, which are very good and very clear. So you listen. I say, as usual, you will have your either half an hour or 45 minutes of awareness-based meditation. For this Sunday session is 45 minutes. Tuesday and Thursday is 30 minutes. We will off the light for you to proceed with your meditation. You just relax your body and mind and maintain some form of attention. Means alertness, awareness, attention. Pay attention. Then we can commence our 45 minutes of awareness-based meditation. Always remember, awareness-based meditation is to enable us to develop the inner awareness within. There are 4 supports to help develop awareness-based meditation. First support is relax. Relax into every mind state that arises. Just maintain a relaxed body and mind. Don't try to know. Don't try to do anything. Just relax and maintain awareness. Maintaining awareness is the second support. Then stabilize the awareness is the third support. The last support is trust. This 4th support, trust, you only do after you have developed the stability of mindfulness within. Otherwise, the first 3 support are enough. That is, relax, maintain awareness, then stabilize the awareness. When you can stabilize the awareness within, you will come to understand another aspect of mind, which is beyond the thinking, beyond the thought process, which is just the pure awareness nature within. So this part is the most important. Develop this, be patient. With that, once you are able to be with the awareness nature, in silent inner awareness, great understanding and joy can arise within that nature. So we just silence our mind, relax the body and mind, and maintain awareness. Just do that. No need to know or do anything else, because the knowing and doing is always by the thought. Make your mind alert, attentive, and aware. Just aware. Whatever arises at your 6th sense door, aware, finish. This pure awareness nature within needs to be realized and stabilized. So this sentence is very important. I read again. This pure awareness nature within needs to be realized and stabilized. After you can do that, your meditative mind or the tranquil and still mind without thought will manifest. That is your true mind, your silent mind. That is the mind that can develop the understanding, the wisdom, the insight needed to awaken you. Since this awareness-based meditation can help one realize the inner awareness nature within, we must therefore develop the stability of it, means develop and stabilize it. Then make use of it to cultivate the meditative wisdom and understanding needed to liberate the mind. Realizing this awareness nature within is very important. This is your primordial mind or your true mind. It existed before creation and is responsible for the arising of your thought process and the mundane mind. So this true mind is the first entity that comes out from our true nature. We call it the pure awareness nature. To develop the meditative understanding, we need to return all thinking. We are just being aware to this awareness nature. Allowing the thinking to naturally slow down by itself, we are just relaxing and maintaining awareness. That is, don't try to know or do. Then through that process, the thought loses its ability to move or proliferate further, thus becoming very quiet, very still. Then you just continue to maintain awareness. Whatever arises, aware. Whatever arises, aware. And continue to maintain that silent inner awareness. Then the thinking mind or mundane mind that you have been using throughout the day will start to slow down, and slow down until they become very quiet and very still. Then you will experience the tranquility and stillness of mind, thereby realizing the silent mind. The first glimpse of it is already very wonderful and beautiful. When you can establish and stabilize it, you become even more beautiful. After you can be with that pure awareness nature, you can understand a lot of things by yourself. Then inquire, without thought, who are you? What are you? And what is that nature all about? From then on, you will become very different. You will become more aware and more sensitive. That awareness nature makes you more sensitive because you are just aware and no longer distracted by the thought process, the heedless thinking, the mental activities, and the mental state that arise. When all those mundane thinking or stirring of the mind and emotions ceases, you will realize that true mind, which is so beautiful, so bright, luminous, tranquil, and still. There is just the pure awareness nature, the bright, luminous nature, which is beyond thought, beyond mind. That one can see things as they are, can awaken, can insight into phenomena, to realize the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So these three universal characteristics of nature, you will see them automatically. Then after that, I say, okay, now I will set the alarm for 30 minutes for you to develop this awareness within, so that you can train yourself in this awareness-based meditation. For those who already have the ability to stabilize their inner awareness, you can just silence your mind completely and stay at the heart area to stabilize the awareness nature further. We are cultivating the full support of trust. Trust your own awareness nature to develop the meditative movement. We are just silently observing with the silent mind to understand what is going on within your own form and mind, to understand how you function as a living being or human being, to understand who you are, what you are. Developing all this understanding is what awareness-based meditation is all about. You all can slowly, mindfully come out the meditation. Then we shall continue from where we stop. Now we will go back to the second session. Second session is about meditation reporting, followed by whatever Q&A, question and answer that you all may have. Then the third part is on the Dhamma Sharing by all the cultivator of the way of Kayamita that can help actually develop further understanding of Dhamma's application in daily life that you have gone through and develop the experience for sharing. Oh, he's in already. Quah, yes.
Yeah,
We
afternoon,
would like
relative.
to hear
No
from you whether you
Kalamitas.
got any question or not, because you have joined us recently. So we hope you find it beneficial.
Oh, it's
And
definitely
you any
beneficial
question?
to me, brother Theo.
Ah.
Uh, even though I've been living my life on top base, you see.
Oh,
So
no
it's
problem, no
it's
problem.
really a
But
challenge. But then
based
if
on what we share, does it help you to understand
oh
the
yes,
Dhamma
yes, yes,
better?
definitely yes, brother Theo.
Oh, good, good,
I've
good.
I've
Then do
I've
you
just
have
finished
any
your communal
question in
retreat.
particular?
I've finished your communal retreat one round,
Oh, okay.
and I'm
Well, you
going through
finished
another
the
round, is it?
whole
Another
8 or
round,
9
and
days,
this
huh? Oh,
and this
sadhu.
this time is more clarity and more understanding of
Oh,
what you're
definitely.
teaching.
Once you finish that, you
Yes,
develop
yes,
a
yes.
lot
I'm
more
rejoicing to
clarity
that,
and
Ratio. I'm
understanding.
rejoicing to that.
Oh, sadhu,
And
sadhu. Very
yes,
good.
sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And it's happy to see that what you're about to do to translate
Transcript the book.
your YouTube,
Dhamma talk.
Yes, yes, it's most beautiful, and like we said, you make it
Yeah,
short and simple, and it's powerful
concise,
to reach
straight to
more
the
people,
point.
is it?
Yeah, yeah. A lot
Yes,
of
it's good.
clarity.
It's a very noble action, relative, and to
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
Kalamitas,
We should
sadhu
thank
to
all
them. Yes, yes,
Kayamita who has
yes.
actually joined in to make this possible. And also
Um,
a lot of support from those committee
yeah,
members.
they're beautiful. They're very beautiful people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And as far as now, I'm not reporting anything to you yet, Brother Teo, but I'm
don't worry, don't
I'm
worry. I just
experiencing
want you
some
to make sure
changes.
that you can follow. And
Yes,
if you
yes,
got
yes, I
any
do,
question, especially about awareness-based
I
meditation,
do, yes, I do.
then you ask, that it will help you to understand
Sure,
better.
I will not hesitate to ask you, Brother Teo. Definitely,
Good,
I'll
good,
come
good.
seek
So,
advice.
uh,
Thank you very much, Brother
thank
Teo.
you,
Thank
thank
you.
you, thank you.
Sadhu,
So
sadhu,
we all
sadhu.
welcome you, Bro Quah.
Thank you,
So
thank you.
whenever you're free, you can drop by. I will pass you all those books that we have, so
Uh,
that you can collect them.
how is it possible that I can get it by mail? Is it possible because I'm in Penang?
Don't worry, don't worry. Whenever you come down, well, Sweet Aunt is in Penang. When
I
he
see.
go back, maybe I can ask him to deliver
Is it
some.
possible that I can make arrangement to meet him then to collect the books?
Yeah, no problem. You got Sweet Aunt's contact or not?
I don't have his contact. I think I'll be
No,
able
it's
to
in
find
the
it in
My
the.
Kayamita.
Yeah,
Your
okay. I'll
name
find
is
it
in the
there.
My Kayamita, isn't it?
I'll find it there. I'll contact him.
You just click on Sui An. Never mind, I send you his contact. I
Okay,
send
thank
you
you,
his
very good.
contact.
Thank you.
Then whoever, even Ponchi also, he stay in Penang on.
Oh, it's good.
So
If
they
I
used
can
to
connect
come
with them,
down.
yes, I will. I
So
will.
any of them when they come down, yeah, you can ask them to help you deliver you the transcript book,
Thank you
because
very much. Thank you.
all the
I
books
appreciate it.
they
Thank you.
are here at my house.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, it's good. It's good. Because
Then if you happen to
I do
be in
take simple notes, is
PJ
it? So
or
at times,
KL, you just give me a call and I let you have my address. Then you can come too. No problem.
yeah. Thank
Uh,
you. Thank you. I look forward to
Sadhu.
that.
Uh,
Thank you.
Okay,
Sadhu,
good.
sadhu, sadhu.
Anything else?
Not for the time being, brother Teo. Not for the time
Okay.
being.
Okay, then
I'm
I
happy to
will
be here.
get
Thank you.
somebody else to share. Thank
Thank
you,
you very much.
Brother
Thank you.
Coach.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So we rejoice with your wholesomeness.
Thank you.
So welcome to the Kayamita family, and we look forward to see you at the next retreat. I don't know whether you can make it. So it's more or less confirmed the date.
Yeah, I
August.
think as you mentioned last week, I think it's end of August. That's the thing I
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
be here.
end
Is
of
it?
August. I think 21st until 28 or 29. I
No, I
forgot.
won't be here. I won't be
Oh,
here.
you were on holiday. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Don't
It's
worry, don't
something.
worry.
Yeah, no,
You
it's
can
okay. Never
still
mind. It's
listen
okay.
to
Never
the
mind.
Zoom.
I'll continue. I continue my learning here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One day, definitely. One day, definitely. I'll meet.
Oh, no
I'll meet.
problem.
Thank you very much.
Just let
Thank you.
things be. Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Sadhu.
Thank you. Sadhu,
Thank
sadhu,
you.
sadhu.
Yeah, yeah, sadhu.
Good evening, Brother Jiu.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is Karamita. Actually,其实我很想分享这个法喜，about 这个在 Unique Dhamma Code 的105，所以当下他们一讲要 transcript，我是义不容辞我就要帮忙去 transcript，因为
sadhu.
在105里面，因为我回来的迟，所以我没有听到前面。但是当 Brother Dio 在分享那个，不是，是苏怡在分享那个 Surangama Sutra 的那个所谓的声音的 about 那个声音的，
对对对，
怎样的去我们把那个声音接纳进来，还有所有后面的然后 Brother Dio 所有的分享 about 这个所谓的声音，然后忽然间我就connect 去那个 Surangama Sutra 里面的 Chapter 6 about 这个所谓的文性，所谓的
文性
音跟声音的怎么样的把它讲把它分开来，然后
对对对，
就知道其实声音其实我们所听的其实是没有名字，他说
对，
没有名字，就是你在 silent 里面你听其实是就是没有，什么都没有。然后我又 connect 回去我之前一个 experience about I think 很久以前，但我不记得多久，但是它就是like 你一个 understanding 就回去那个当下，我在花园里面我看出去，我没有 sense 到，我听不到东西，什么都没有的。就那个所谓的experience 啦，就 actually 其实我明白的是，它是一个 understanding in us that 我们 go through 那个
对
当下这个法就连接在一起，所以我就很法喜，我讲 原来是这样。所以他说其实他说他的中文是说，他说闻非自然的声，因为声有名字，因为那个名字是那个名字是我们放下去的，所谓的我们的
对，那个
然后放下
去出来了。
对，然后如果你把这两个能够分出来，就是你就能解脱，就是你的一根解脱，就6根全部都解脱了。
对，全部都通了的。
所以我就哇 ，I was like 很多的发喜，我讲哦，
但是
我又aware到这个所谓的这个 understanding 是只是一个你里面所谓的你经历过，然后你就明白。所以那个当下 radio explain 的时候，我是知道，如果你没有经历，我看也很难明白那一段 radio 讲。
对，因为 like I explained under the Unique Code 105 is about how to develop the understanding of true enlightenment. True enlightenment 很多人不了解的哦。So 那个 Unique Code is very special actually. That's why from there, this time around, because many Kayamita can develop the understanding already, the way I share is different again. And I link it up with a lot of the previous understanding and some new understanding. I started off with the 3 period of time. Then to develop the real understanding of enlightenment is to transcend birth and death. That's why no more rebirth, no more coming back. And in Mandarin it's called Liao Shen Si. Liao Shen Si, the meaning is very deep. Means to go beyond birth and death. And that is what the true enlightenment is. The Arhantaship awakening that will bring about the wisdom that root out completely all the avijja, the 10 fetters, or no more. Then from there onward, normal rebirth through karma or the last thought moment that has avijja no longer take place. That's why it is the cessation of birth and death. No more segmented life, no more becoming and all those things. Then it also connects to a lot of other understanding of the cultivation. Then just now you mentioned about the Surangama Sutta where they talk about the hearing, 那个闻性, the hearing and all things. It also connect back to what I shared with Sister Ingbi last night at the retreat where she asked me, I talked about the mind-to-mind transmission, the mind seal. When you have that condition and understanding, the mind-to-mind transmission doesn't involve word like you came to know and understand. Because that one is just mind to mind. And that one can come in many forms. One of them is when you are in that state of awareness within, don't use your conscious mind to listen. Listen from the heart. Completely silent. Listen from the heart. Then that wisdom energy, which is the vibration, that actually goes into that nature. The nature already received. But the being inside there, when he come out of it, he may not know, like Gongchen Lao Sang say. But the moment he heard any Dhamma related to that part that was transmitted, he will understand, he or she will understand one. So listening from the heart with the inner awareness, without the brain or the conscious mind coming in to interfere is very important. Of course, there can be 2 types of listening. One is to listen attentively with full awareness and also try to retain the conscious memory of understanding. But mostly it's from the nature, the awareness nature. But that one, once you have the wisdom developed, it will be with you on inside. But most people find that without the conscious memory, they think they cannot remember. They think they have not developed the understanding. It's actually not that way. The true one is when your nature need to understand, you just silence everything and just go in. But you must have the stability of inner awareness to do the fourth support, and internal transformation happen already. Then only you can start to develop that listening from the heart. Means you don't try to know, you just listen. Then everything just go in. And that wisdom energy, the vibration, which is mind to mind transmission, is actually there already. Then after that being come out of it, somehow, whether he or she, they will have the understanding already. Then, like Gong Qing Lao和尚 say, 什么是智慧? Well, people ask him, he said, 智慧 or wisdom is very strange. Sometimes it has arisen in the cultivator, but the cultivator still doesn't know. But the funny thing about that wisdom is, when they encounter situation, they know what to do. 那就是智慧, he said. So the understanding will come out, and somehow they will develop the understanding. Then the conscious mind cannot understand. How come last time I cannot understand all this? Suddenly now I can understand all this. It's because of the transformation within your inner nature. That's why the inner nature, the true mind, the silent mind, or the awareness nature is another, I should say, another form of cultivation, where not only you do your daily mindfulness and awareness, but the nature itself inside there transform and develop the understanding one. That's why that one, only the Bodhisattva who go this way can develop the understanding. And the mind-to-mind seal can only be transmitted when that cultivator or being has that ability to receive all those vibration or wisdom energy that is being transmitted. It's just like when Sakyamuni transmit to Mahakassapa at the beginning of the Surangama Sutta, before even the assembly start, the Buddha just held the lotus in his hand. Then he smiled towards Mahakassapa, who smiled back. Mahakassapa already received the mind-to-mind seal. It's just like that. Because sometimes it need not come out from his mouth, the vibration, but that nature to nature transmission, it can happen in very different way. Not through vibration, not through speech, it's through that nature. That nature, when it's ready, it will do certain movement, then the understanding is transmitted already. So all this, later on, more and more of this understanding will be shared, and more cultivator of the way, the Kayamita who have progressed, will develop the understanding. 很好 Alicia, Sadhu. 还有什么?
Yeah, radio actually 我不知道为什么当下那个所谓的什么就是 Surangama 的那一段东西全部跑出来，然后后来我就去 reflect 那一段那个 Surangama 里面的经所讲的，然后忽然间我就去把那个 Surangama Sutra 的书拿出来，然后就 go through。然后当我 go through 到一段的时候，我忽然间大哭起来。哎呦 ，Bro，
沙丢，好啊，好事啊。
因为我不知道为什么这个所谓的 Surangama Sutra touch my heart so deeply。
呀，因为你里面知道。
对。
When the inside understand, it will trigger off your tears and all those things. Then sometimes it will give rise to different, what they call fasi singer, the type of joy, that type of like gratitude. So all this understanding will trigger off that expression. And it's like the various phases of cultivation that cultivator go through. So different phase, you will develop different awakening, and all this awakening can come in different form. That's why it's very amazing. Then when it come to that gateway, the fourth support, when that thing go in and transform, what happened is different again. Different from the earlier sainthood way where you develop the daily mindfulness, the continuity in daily mindfulness, the direct seeing and all those things. But the mundane mind hasn't collapsed yet. But they haven't even detected the gateway. Means the internal transformation of that nature hasn't happened yet. But for some of our Kayamita who has the ability to do the gateway cultivation, the fourth support, even though your mundane mind hasn't really fully collapsed, but the understanding is different, the progress is different. That's why all this sharing later on, more and more Kayamita will develop the understanding. Then the joy will arise, and you all will go and develop the understanding deeper and deeper based on your own way. Like your way is to actually go back and read up that sutta. Then through your reading, because you know Mandarin, you also have the Mandarin version. The way they express it in Mandarin is very different, very beautiful. And it can point towards the depth of understanding that is required. That's why the Dhamma that is manifested in the Mahayana Sutta using their Mandarin word, I realize is very penetrative, very, very penetrative. Well, the Mandarin word is very suitable for Dhamma, very, very suitable. Whereas the English word is not so much like a language that is geared towards the spiritual teachings. The spiritual teaching actually, although we say it's beyond thought, beyond mind, it's just that nature. But after that nature develop the transformation and the understanding, to share, actually you need words on. You need language, you need words. But different people, when they hear different type of language and word being shared, it has different impact on. But I realized the Mahayana, even though I English educated, once I understand the meaning of the Mandarin word, I realized that its meaning is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And it's spanned up really differently, very differently. So all this, they will continue to unfold and manifest. Sadhu Alicia.
Yeah, but 就 actually 经过那个 Surangama 的那个 experience 后，我忽然间我又好像觉得 I'm back to the track again, like I'm back to the path.
Yeah.
之前 is like a lot of 那个 activity going on,
Yeah.
So 这个就是所有的 the causes and condition for us to learn 咯。还有刚才 Brad 就讲到的了生死，我之前其实有人问过我为什么要学佛，我就很快的用了这个我要了生死。其实当下我不明白什么是了生死。
OK。
那就是我的里面就我要了生死。所谓的了生死就是你要从那个 suffering 出来，因为我的 past a lot of suffering 嘛，
对，
我的 suffering 走出来。但是经过这一切的学习，这几年跟这个 radio， 其实真的，其实它是整个的 interconnected until 你走进这一个达玛的门，然后来 radio 那天有讲，进了一个门过去另外一个门，然后越来越深，越来越深。So with the silent mind， 好像radio 刚才讲。真的，因为那天我听 Brad 的 talk 的时候，我味到我那天的 mind 是特别的静， 它特别的近，所以当 Brother 就一 expound 那个，哇，我整个人好像顶得上，对，
你就能够 follow and understand，
而且它来
there is a lot of joy。
对
cultivation 是这样的哦，你没有到那一段啊，你不能够明白的哦，因为 strange 啊。That's why even now I give you an analogy, you will understand. Last time when I started sharing the Surangama Sutta, which was during the time of the Heart Sutra, about 2012 or 2013 that time, I think hardly anybody really understand much, because the Surangama Sutta is a very dry and abstract sutta. It actually is very profound. Of course, it explains the 8 types of consciousness and other things. Then it also explains a lot about the mind, but they don't go into it like the way the Buddha explained it under the traditional Theravada teaching, because they went actually beyond the sainthood way, and they try to penetrate to the first thought of ignorance that condition rebirth until now. Then from the Surangama Sutta is explained clearly how from the primordial mind we come out with the first ignorance, first thought of ignorance that condition us to what we are now. That is where the fourth circle, from the source, the first thing to come out with my nature now is the pure awareness nature. And from there, the mundane mind starts, then it projects into the phenomenal world of consciousness. So this is how the Surangama Sutta is being taught. But living being and cultivator of the way didn't get the point, didn't understand that. They actually went into all the other fantastic, they call it what, the 50阴谋, the 50 different samadhi that trap cultivator of the way, where the one that do samatha meditation and get into trouble, they are more interested in that now. Then when it comes to all the great beings that share their enlightenment, realization and transformation, that's why finally end up the Kuan Yin one is the best. Not the one that listen to the sound. So all this, although they were shared, but the Surangama Sutta's profound teaching is all in the understanding of the transformation and the awakening, especially the fourth circle, how we end up where we are. Then how from that fourth circle understanding, you understand the profound teaching. Perception of form is consciousness, whereas its non-perception is wisdom, leading to all the direct seeing and all those things. Actually, they are talking about the pure awareness nature within, the true mind, the silent mind. Then, of course, the source and all those things. So, Surangama Sutta is not a sutta that most cultivators can develop understanding so fast, because it's not easy unless you really transform and penetrate. You only understand certain aspect of the Surangama Sutta. And for most of the Maya Sutta, I think the Heart Sutra is the first one that most people should penetrate. Then after that, you should go to the 6 Patriarch Platform Sutta. By the time you can penetrate 6 Patriarch Platform Sutta, you can understand the Surangama Sutta, the Diamond Sutta, and all the other related sutta, even the Lotus Sutta, 妙法莲华经, wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta, followed by all the other teaching. Without all this, Prajna Paramita Sutta, the Heart Sutta as a base, it's not easy. And without the Theravada sainthood ways, essential Dhamma as a foundation, it's not easy. That's why finally you have to understand both the conditioned Dhamma and the unconditioned. Mahayana is more to understand the unconditional. But Theravada, the most of it is the conditioned Dhamma within the sainthood way and realizing the unconditioned Dhamma of the Arahantaship way. But that one is already very penetrative. Once you realize the unconditioned Dhamma together with the conditioned Dhamma of the Theravada tradition, you become different now. You understand life and you know how to live life. And you understand clearly what existence is and what beyond existence is. That's why the whole secret of life you understand. And when you understand the secret of life, you know how to live life. And when you know how to live life, you become so beautiful. That's why the Heart Sutra can come out with the wonderful saying, in true emptiness, there is wonderful existence. And true emptiness is very beautifully described and explained. So all these are the understanding that can unfold. So as Kayamita, manager rejoice with you all because we have actually gone through quite a lot. And for us to progress until this present moment or present stage of understanding of a lot of Kayamita is really very amazing and very unique and not easy to have. So my nature truly rejoice. So all this understanding because of the Kayamita force, the causes and condition. All our sharing nowadays, even song, no, read the song. The Thursday class, the Tuesday class, the Sunday class, the way it's being shared is very different, especially the Thursday class, where we are dealing with the unique code. And the word unique now stand up clearly, really unique one. In the early years, you all cannot understand why I use the word unique. So, Tuesday class is actually the beginning of the Lotus Sutra. It's going to get more and more interesting later on. But before we come to this Lotus Sutta, we also have gone through the other two. Actually, the other two is also very beautiful. First is the Wu Liang Yi Jing, the Sutra of innumerous meaning. Then within the Wu Liang Yi Jing, you have the 3 chapters. The first chapter which we have finished is the mind of the Bodhisattva. Means the first chapter we actually go through all the teaching that is related to the mind state of a Bodhisattva, how to be a Bodhisattva. So that one was elaborated and expanded very far, very wide. Then after that, the second part is about how to teach, how Bodhisattva teach or expound the Dhamma or proclaim the Dhamma. That one also has been expanded on until it covers very extensive coverage of the Bodhisattva way. So these two parts which we have finished is actually very, very beautiful. Then after that we come to this Miao Fa Tian Hua Jing. Then later on the Puja Jing, which is about the Puja's way of meditation and all those things. So by the time we finish all this, you all would have progressed very, very far and very different in the understanding and cultivation. That's why my nature keep on rejoicing, and let's hope it can be another 5 to 10 years of beautiful Dhamma sharing. And by then, a lot of things would have been in the website, in the transcript book to come, and in the way we evolve all this, and there will be what they call Dhamma treasury for future generation that can benefit from it. So all this sharing, all this understanding, normal cultivator of the way, they cannot develop the condition to receive all this. All this need causes and condition. And for various reasons, I think it's mainly because of Kuan Yin, Bodhisattva, and Maitreya. These two great beings that support the sasana of Sakyamuni, they actually played a great role. That's why all this become possible. Then we actually develop them. Very good. Okay, Alicia, 还有什么要 continue 吗
？Brother actually 很感恩，因为没有 Brother 的 guide，有 Buddha 的菩萨的佛菩萨的给我们的 condition， 我们去学习，我们也不能走到这里，真的很感恩。
对。
因为我自己，我知道我也知道，偶尔之间我们是发心容易，此心难恒。因为真的不能懈怠。我们这样就是你不能说complacent， 就讲。
千万不要 complacent， 不要 that one can actually bring about a lot of what they call delay in your cultivation. Complacency is what they call a trap in cultivation. When you are complacent, you actually stagnate. You cannot progress. That's why complacency will bring down your faith, your diligence, your strive, and all those things gone. But when you have that faith, the saddha, that virya, that diligence, you will go all out. And the more you cultivate, the more understanding you have, and this understanding transform you to have the wisdom to understand life and live. At that one, you will never get tired of it. You will never be complacent. But that one is full of joy, like I used to share. That journey, the Bodhisattva way, is so rewarding. Rewarding in the sense that life is really wonderful. And the reward of those understanding and cultivation, you cannot describe, even though it's within the conditioned world, not so real, not what you think. But there is such thing as life, existence. And when you continuously develop all this understanding, and whenever you arise as a Bodhisattva to go this way, it's really fantastic, wonderful, beautiful, amazing, rewarding. 很好，沙丢。
还有 Brother， 我不知道大多数的凯拉米达有没有看过这部楞严经的来源，就是说楞严经就是在那个 India 还是什么带过来。我看了那部戏，我看了又看。在我第一次看的时候，我是很多的 gratitude towards 那个西域的mang，他把那个楞严经藏在他的皮肤下面的一段对，全部一段段的割出来的那下，我真的是很多的感恩，因为没有他的牺牲，我们也没有办法学到，
传不到中国。
对，所以这部戏我觉得是非常非常的好。对，很多的感恩，因为还有要通过很多人的合作起来，然后把它翻译成我们在这么容易的就能够读到的这一部经，所以在这里 我真的是很多的感恩和发心。So brother，我的 sharing 就到这里哈，感恩 brother 就的干。
Let us rejoice with all the wholesomeness and sharing today. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good. Today's sharing is another good one.
Hello, brother.
Yeah, Poh Cheng, yes.
Brother, Mrs. Steele,
Yeah.
Actually, talking about this, how the great beings actually, like Brother said, I think the name is Kumara Jiva, right? China. I actually read that in the Dhamma Sutra book itself that explains that. It's really amazing how it is done and how difficult it is. And he's a foreigner, no, brother. He's an Indian, you know. And then he can translate it to Chinese, you know.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mandarin, from Sanskrit to Mandarin. Yeah.
So it's so amazing. And actually, I read it says that he actually learned the Chinese himself, you know. He has no teacher, you know. So over
in fact, before
years.
he went over to China, it was predicted by his former lineage teacher that he will finally go over to China and transmit the Mahayana teaching and all those things. It was mentioned. So all this you may think is like fairy tale, but it's not really fairy tale. Then it's like the Xuan Zang, the one you all heard about Xuan Zang or not?
Yes, we heard about the Xuan Zang.
The one that traveled to India and bring back the scripture on. Then they also did the translation, all those things. Actually, during that time, to go through that Silk Road, to travel to India and go there and study all those and bring back the thing, it's not easy. Then I was in China many years back, during the early years, 1996, I remember I went to China. Then I went to the temple, Bai Ma Si, where Xuan Zang, he brought back the sutta for translation, and the relics of the Buddha also down there. And that temple also a very special temple. At first I didn't know it was Bai Ma Si. The first time I was in China, Xi'an. So I don't know what that place is also. So I thought that time China was very old-fashioned, hasn't really developed. Then suddenly I felt while I was in the bus, there was a very strong energy from inside the pagoda there, from the Bai Ma Si temple. Then I asked the Tao Yu that took us there one night. I said, where is this place? He said, this is a famous Bai Ma Si. Then only he explained the history behind all this. Then only I come to know that Xuan Zang was there. Then the moment he go and buy the ticket, I asked him, how long will we be here? He said, about 45 minutes. I said, okay. Then I didn't follow him. I went myself. I went straight away to that pagoda where the energy is. Then the old monk one, remember? He was using the Mu to Then he can sense my energy. He, while doing that facing the wall, he turned around and looked at me and he smiled. Then I smiled back and I did back metta to him. Then I went straight into the entrance where he was inside and pay respect. Then after that, I felt like I want to sit there and meditate. But my mundane conscious mind tell me if I sit there, I will miss my bus already. It will be more than 45 minutes. So after I sat for about 10 to 15 minutes, then I tell myself, no, I had to come out. The moment I come out, he looked at me again. He turned around and he smiled. Then I did back the metta. Then when I came back to Malaysia, only I saw a documentary how they actually put the Buddha relic underneath the pagoda and how they can actually open it up. What I am trying to tell you is the emperor at that time, because of the fate of the one, they can send people get the sutta back, do the translation and all that, implant the relic and do all these things. That's why the Kumara Siva, the way the Surangama Sutta came over, actually it's not a thing that is like surprising to me or to other people. But most people will be amazed that how can all this be possible? Not to talk about history so far back. Even our Kayamitasship, you realize how things happened to me after 1989. Then I wait till 2004, 20 years later, 2024. How we actually transform and become what we are today. You think possible? Impossible. If it's not because of causes and conditions. This type of understanding and teaching cannot manifest on. Even if I want to teach, nobody understands at that time. But I just let things be, let nature take its course. Then it just fall into place. Of course, Kuan Yin's nature came, Maitreya's nature came. Then I just accord and flow and do what I. Then the helper come, people volunteer, and all this just, and all of them, most of them, I don't know them. Like I used to share with you, except Sui and me from last time my university colleague. But they also don't know that I have this understanding and this teaching. Only much later, after we graduate, I come out to share. Only they know. So all this is what Dhamma is. So when you have faith, when you have the affinity and the understanding, you will be part of the Kayamitasship. You will be part of the cultivator of the way, and you will receive all this understanding and sharing and exposure. And I can assure you all, your life is actually worth everything already. This very life, what you have done will serve you very well. But you can enhance it by taking the Bodhisattva way, by going this way, and Aditan means, like we all say in poker terms, silang all your merits. Understand? Invoke power of merits or causes and conditions for you to continue to have this understanding whenever you arise, or you choose to come, or you have to come. Then make the Bodhisattva vow strong. Then plant the seed of Bodhi deep into your nature, so that it will activate and set the path for all your future coming, to have all this understanding and your cultivation to be very, very straight and very direct. Means no need to worry about non-sasana. Whether sasana or non-sasana, your Bodhi mind will activate and you will have this understanding to continue with your cultivation. Okay, we better end. The alarm already triggered off. Let us rejoice one more time. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. I forgot. Poh Cheng, you want to summarize anything? You are the last.
Thank you, Radio. I just want to say about this master Kumara Siva. Yes, we must have great gratitude towards him because of the Surangama Sutra. Other than that, Brother, I was told by my teacher at Homage that he not just write this only, he wrote many things. And one of
he translated many teachings.
The Heart Sutra, Brother, the Heart Sutra also from him, and then after that, the Xuan Zhang, the Master Xuan Zhang, actually took it and revised it into the 260 letters, characters, So his one is the original, latest, oldest one that is found in China, Then after that, the Master Xuan Zhang actually reduced it, summarized it to the shorter version. Like Sister Alicia said, we must have lots of gratitude towards all these great masters that do so much.
That's how they contribute towards the sasana. That's how we future generation benefit. And do you know, similar way, our website is going, and all the work that you have put in and make all this possible is going to do the same thing. in the future.
Yes, agree totally.
All this understanding that people cannot find, because it's not easy for a cultivator to have such condition to come and teach and share all this. And with our modern advance in science and technology, to have all this documented so nicely into a website and YouTube video and share in such clarity and manner, not easy. Well, this is the transformative version of the teaching, understand? We may have the teaching, but the teaching, when they come, you need great master like Hui Ning, all this, to share and teach further, understand? Then, over the years, you look at all the Theravada teaching, it's no longer the authentic, original teaching that has the transformative power, understand? To transform living being, to awaken living being, and to develop the understanding. So that phase actually fluctuate in between until Hui Ning, sixth patriarch came. Then after sixth patriarch came, it again quiet for a while. Then over the years, the recent one, apart from all those four great tradition, Buddhist tradition that we came across, that do their various work in a different way. So different bodhisattva will come and teach in different manner to actually continue this task. So my duty, this segmented life of my nature, is to actually share this part of the teaching that Maitreya and Kuan Yin want me to share, especially Maitreya's message in 208, 请你把正法传下去. So what the meaning is, the 正法 is the Theravada traditional sainthood way, teach it in a very clear manner. Then after that, the Bodhisattva way that has my understanding behind, the format that I came up with, I need to actually push forward this so that more and more people can go this way faster. Don't have to wait for the non-sasana to be a delay platform or what. It will move very fast. Then in between, those who develop the understanding of my sharing, whether recently or in the future, they will again transform very fast, and they will go back to their level very fast. And from there, all this will spin off a lot of things. Just what I share and teach, even the Six Patriarch Platform Sutta, the Diamond Sutta, especially this Heart Sutra book, and even all the other transcript book, the recent one about the Four Circle understanding of how the evolution of consciousness or transformation of cultivation, the stages of creation can be understood and explained in the Four Circle format. So all this is going to give rise to a lot of understanding, and the expansion of it now, based on the recent transcript, is going to push forward a lot of benefit to the future generation or cultivator of the way who need all this understanding. Okay, I better end.
Hey, Chan Kan Brother Theo.
Yeah,
although we don't have all the master to teach us, but we have Brother Theo to teach us penetrative Mahayana teaching or higher teaching, the Supreme Buddha Dhamma. Captain Brother Theo, sadhu, ma sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much. Let us rejoice one more time. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Wow, Amy wrote a very big one. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We love somehow. Thank you, Amy. Okay, let us now share merit, transfer merit, then we will end. Akasata cha pumata devanaga mahindika punyang tang anumoditwa cirang rakantu loka sasana ittavata jamehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya อิดังเมญญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหอนตุญญาตโยอิดังเมญญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหอนตุญญาตโยอิดังเมญญาตินังโหตุสุขิตาหอนตุญญาตโยเทโวสัตตกาเลนะสาสสัมปติเหตุเจปิโตภวตุโลโกเจราจาภวตุดามิโกอิมินาปุญญังกาเมนะมาเมบาลาสมากโมสัตตังสมากโมโหตุยาวานิวานาปาติยาสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Kuan Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we shall end today's Zoom sharing. Thank you. Sadhu.